Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to get into all things baby essentials. So this is my list, and everything on here I found super helpful with my newborn. And I would say that I'm quite a minimalist when it comes to stuff in general. So yeah, this is a comprehensive list, but let's get into it. Okay, so firstly on the list we've got feeding. So if you're breastfeeding, you'll want to get some breast pads. Now, I thought that I didn't need them in the beginning, and I actually got gifted hundreds of them at my baby shower, and I just didn't leak that much. I just thought that I didn't really need them. But now that my supply has established, I definitely do need breast pads. So I get these ones, Lilette's maternity breast pads. I find them super good, and yeah, basic. Next, we've got a Haakaa. So I actually can't find mine. My baby was playing with it. I don't know where it's gone. But I found this an amazing tool to use right in the beginning. It is basically a little suction cup that you put on the breast that you are not feeding with while you're feeding your baby, so that it collects any letdown, and you can store this in your freezer for a later date, or you can use it as top-ups or anything like that. It is so helpful. I don't use mine anymore, but I found it really helpful in the beginning when I needed that supply, and my supply was a bit low, so I was able to then supplement that feeding with the milk from the other side. Next, we've got a breast pump. So most people will tell you to get an electrical one, which I agree is much more easy, and you just have to sit there and it does its thing. But I actually found a hand pump to be a lot more effective in actually drawing out milk. Again, like I said, my supply was always quite low, so I really needed that extra help. And so if you're struggling with that, I really suggest trying a hand pump instead of an electrical pump. Also, if you want to get an electrical pump, I used one of my friends, which was Medela, which is, as you know, probably very pricey. And I also then got a super cheap one for like 250 Rand off of Takealot, and they both worked exactly the same. So I would say don't feel like you need to rush out and buy a really fancy one. Either borrow from a friend or get a super cheap one off of Takealot. Next, we've got bibs. So I initially thought that babies only really need bibs when they are starting solids, but I was very wrong about that, especially if your baby has a lot of reflux. So my baby was a big reflux baby. He was spitting up all the time. We were having to change his clothes over and over throughout the day. So what we actually got is these really nifty bibs. They actually, as you can see, they have a kind of sponge rim around the neck part, and so that is super helpful when they do spit up. It gets absorbed into that rather than going through into their clothes. So these are just the Tommee tippee brand. They are reversible. They've got a cute little design. But yeah, I found these to be super helpful. He used these on a daily basis, and yeah, if you have a reflux baby, highly recommend. Next, we've got burp cloths. So in the shops, you'll find 100 different types of burp cloths. Usually they have cute little patterns and they look so nice. But what I found to be the most helpful is these massive toweling burp cloths. So I think they're called nappy cloths in the shops, but they're basically a big square white towel. And these are super helpful because they can pretty much just soak up anything. You can put them over your shoulder while you're burping your baby, and they are just big enough to kind of get anything that you could possibly need it to get. I would definitely grab a few of these. Like I said, with my reflux baby, we used a ton a day. So yeah, I would say maybe 5 or 6. That would be a good amount to get. Next, we've got bottles. So I would say if you are mainly breastfeeding, you'd want to get I got a set of 4 bottles. They are the Nuk brand. They come in 2 large bottles, 2 small bottles. And what's nice about Nuk is that it is actually interchangeable with the Pigeon teats. So this is actually a Pigeon SS teat, and they say that that's really good for newborns. It kind of mimics the amount of flow as they would have when they are breastfeeding. So that's the teats that I've always used. But yeah, it's nice with Nuk that you can interchange them. And if you are breastfeeding, you'd want to maybe get a set of bottles just in case, you know, you've pumped and you want to go on a date or do something, you have that with you, and you don't want to get too many because then it's just extra clutter that you don't need. So yeah, I would suggest 4. 4 has been a really good number for me. Next, we've got nappies. So we actually use cloth nappies interchangeably with disposable nappies. We use the brand Biddykins. As you can see, it's these little cloth nappies that you can change the size. They are actually super easy to use. They come with little inserts that you can take out once you are busy changing them. And yeah, what's nice about cloth nappies is that they are very eco-friendly. You're not using millions and millions of disposable nappies, and they are very cost effective. So it's a big cost in the beginning, but once you have them, then you have them. And I'm actually borrowing my sister's cloth nappy set, so yeah. And there's also Facebook groups that you can find secondhand ones. They can be very, very affordable. So yeah, we find it really, really helpful from a financial standpoint, but also I love that they are super eco-friendly. They are very easy to clean. You just have to get used to the whole process of it. If you'd like me to do a video on my whole cloth nappy cleaning process, then I would be happy to do that. Just leave it in the comments. But yeah, they are super easy. I haven't found an issue with them, and like I said, really great for your pocket. Next, we've got wipes. Of course, you want to get wipes. They are lifesavers for so many situations. I just get the Johnson's Extra Sensitive newborn wipes. I've just used them since he was a newborn and just continue to use them. Find them really great. But yeah, you don't want to skip out on wipes. What you can skip out on, however, is bum cream. So I didn't know this, and I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but babies don't actually need bum cream, especially with the nappies that we use nowadays. They are super absorbent and they rarely ever get nappy rashes from their nappies. So I would say maybe get 1 tub of nappy cream in case they get a rash, but other than that, you can skip out on the nappy cream on your daily use. It is just an extra waste, and yeah, I haven't used nappy cream on my baby for months and months and months, and he has been 100%. Okay, next category is sleep. So what I got for my nighttime essentials is this little nighttime caddy that I found on Takealot. It was super helpful for, you know, nappies and extra baby grows and little creams and ointments and all of that that you feel like you need, or you definitely do need during your nighttime as a new mom. So I found that as a super helpful thing just to have on the side of my bed, and I could just grab things as I go, even some snacks, anything that you want, you can pop in there and it is quick to grab. Next is a camper cot, or I believe some people call it a pack and play. So we actually didn't get my baby a standalone, you know, wooden cot. We just got him a camper cot. So that means we can use it at home for his everyday sleeping and napping, and we can also pack it up and take it when we travel. So yeah, I don't think it's necessary to buy 2 different types of cots. I think it's just a waste. So we just bought one, and it can be used in various different situations. Next in sleeping, we've got swaddles. So we got these really amazing. These were my favorite swaddles. They are just from Woolies. You could just swaddle them super tightly because they're super, super stretchy. And yeah, they were just amazing. I would definitely get a few of these. Next, we've got a sleep sack. So this is when they get a bit bigger and they are not being swaddled anymore, and you still want to keep them nice and toasty in the evenings. So we've just got one from, I believe this is from Cotton On. Yep, from Cotton On. And we also have a Woolies one. This one's a bit thicker for the more colder nights. The Woolies one is a bit thinner. This is very necessary, especially if you don't want to use blankets. It's a little bit safer to not use blankets, so I would suggest a sleep sack like this. So instead of using a little night light, my husband and I actually just opted for a smart bulb in our bedroom. So this means that we could change the dimness of the light, we could change it to a red light, which became super helpful because red light is actually not as disruptive to your sleep cycle. So in the night, we would just put it on a red light on the dimmest setting, and then we could change his nappy in the middle of the night. We could rock him to sleep, and he wouldn't really be affected at all by the light, even though we could see clearly. So yeah, instead of just getting a whole extra night light, I would suggest just getting a smart bulb, and then you can adjust the settings as you want. Next, you want to get some kind of sound machine. So we already had an Alexa, or I don't know what you call it, but I just call her Alexa. But yeah, we already had one. So we put that on brown noise. But yeah, I would say I don't know how helpful it is for the actual sleep cycles. I don't know the research behind that. But it's actually just really helpful to have some kind of extra noise, you know, to drown out any of the outside noise. So say a dog's barking or kids are playing outside, it kind of just has that already baseline noise so that they don't get too disrupted or they get a fright from any outside noise. So for clothing in the beginning, I would say that you don't need much besides these zip baby grows. So these just literally have a zip that can go from the top or the bottom, and this is pretty much what my baby lived in for the first, I'd say, 3 months. They don't need much else, you know, just pants are a mission, little shirts are a mission. Yes, you can dress them up if you're going out or something, but yeah, these I would say maybe get a set of 10 to 12, and then for newborn, you are good to go with that. Next, we've got bath time. So we've just got this bath seat from Take A Lot. It was super affordable. You can get really expensive ones, but this one does the job. Next, to wash your baby, we just use this Epimax Baby Junior Body Cream. It worked really well. It's really great for sensitive skin, and it's actually really affordable as a body wash. I also got this teeny little travel size, so when we do go traveling or something, we can just fill it up and then we can have it on the go. Next, we've got a baby nail file. So I got this one again off of Take A Lot. It is a super easy to use, super user friendly. There's no way of hurting your baby with it at all. And instead of using scary scissors that is very difficult to use with those little moving fingers, this was super easy. So how it works is you just take it out. They have different options for how soft or hard your baby's nails are depending on how old they are. So you just take one of the inserts, you put it in, and then you turn it on, and then it's a nail file. Okay, and the last category we've got is when you are out and about. So first things first, a breastfeeding cover. One like this that has a hard rim around that that it rests on you, so you can actually look down and see your baby, but you're obviously covered, is really nice. I use mine all the time, and it is really user friendly while you're out and about. Next, we've got a nappy bag. So of course you can just get your standard material, normal nappy bag, but I actually made a bit of an investment and got myself a genuine leather bag from the company Olli and Rose. I have loved this bag. It is so helpful, and it is such a sturdy bag. I just thought that it is something that I'm going to be using for all my future kids. It is something that I can use as a travel bag in the future, and it is kind of got a lifetime warranty. So yeah, it is a bit more pricey than your average bag, but I would say it is so worth it. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and it looks super stylish and nice when you're out and about. So yeah, I love it. Okay, and lastly we have carriers. So I would highly recommend getting a Noonoo pie. This is basically a wrap carrier, and when your baby is a newborn or only a few months old, they sit so nice and snug in there. They absolutely love it. Every time my baby was super niggly and I couldn't get him to settle, I would just plop him in there and he was so happy. So yes, I would definitely advise a Noonoo pie. And you get other brands out there that are a very similar thing, but from my friends' experiences, I've seen that they don't actually wrap as tightly and nicely as the Noonoo pie. So yeah, I think the Noonoo pie is a great option. And lastly, the last carrier that I've got is the Ubuntu Baba baby carrier. So I actually bought mine on Facebook Marketplace for about half the price, which I've seen them come up quite a few times. So definitely have a look there if you're trying to save some money. But this carrier I found was super great for when I needed my baby to sleep while we were out. He would be very comfortable, and I didn't use it like when he was a newborn, but I know that you can. I just found that when he was about 3 months old and up, putting him in there he really enjoyed it, and it was actually much better for my back. I found the Noonoo pie to be quite it would pull my shoulders forward, and it would just cause quite a lot of back pain, especially when you got a bit bigger. But with the Ubuntu Baba, it is very supportive. It's got a little band at the bottom, so it supports your back really well. And yeah, my baby loves it. He often sleeps in it while we're out, and I love the little head cover as well. It works really well to just kind of block out the excitement of the outside world for him. So yes, that is everything that I found to be so helpful with my newborn. He is now about 8 months old, and yeah, looking back, all of these things were such a great help and just made life a little bit easier. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye!